So, Matilda is one of my favorite movies, and I don't know why I didn't review this movie sooner, but it just came on again, and I was just kind of like, this movie's fucked up. Like, it really is fucked up. Now, let's get into it. Danny DeVito, his crazy ass wife, and their little son driving with his baby, just sliding all around the fucking station wagon. And right then, you're like, okay, that's Ratchet, right? Yup, check. And it just shows you like stages of her life growing up where her parents just weren't shit and they were barely around and they really didn't give a fuck about her. And, growing up, she was just doing all types of things like going to the library, making pancakes and shit for herself. And, you just get the sense that, wow, this kid is really smart, you know, living in ratchetness. As the movie progresses, you find out that the father is like doing all types of crooked shit with cars and stuff. And just he's a really bad guy. He unfortunately meets the Trunchbull. Now this bitch, she is just like out of control. This bitch is terrorizing kids. Like she thinks it's Gucci to just put kids inside fucking closets with nails and shit, piss dripping on their face. And as a child, I was watching this and I was like, I really hope that this shit isn't real. Because I think when this movie really came out, I was in elementary school. So when I was just going to middle school, I was like, I hope they don't try no shit like that. Like, I hope they don't fucking try to put me in chokey. Because I didn't know if that shit was like all around. Because you never know. Sometimes you got to be on the lookout. When you're a kid, you got to be on the lookout, see what the fuck is going on other schools and shit. For some reason, Matilda wasn't going to school for dumb long. Like, Matilda didn't start going to school until she was like fucking 7. Like, what the fuck? Like, where's Child Protective Services? Like, don't they got how many kids you got in your house on the books and which ones aren't in school? How the fuck you got a kid not in school for 7 years? But, like, I mean, regardless, the bitch turned out okay. Turned out more than okay. But, like, holy fuck, Like, imagine being a kid identifying with that shit, being like, damn, my dad be selling faulty cars, too. Maybe I got powers, but you didn't. That's the worst fucking shit. Matilda made you think that you have fucking powers if you live in a shitty household. Like I'm telling you, like I was growing up poor and I was just like, I would just stare at light bulbs and shit and try to melt crayons and create potions and shit because I was just like, damn. Like I'm telling you, like movies and shows like Matilda, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, that shit be getting me like real souped up. Like watching that shit, I just be like, damn, like what if that shit was real? Like how dope would it be if I was a fucking wizard? That'd be crazy. Like I'd be so fucking hyped. I'll just fucking have mad powers and shit and cast spells on niggas like I don't give a fuck. Just going around casting spells. Like yo, if I could go invisible, like are you serious? Wow, yo, if I could go fucking invisible. You don't even know. I got a list of shit I already do in my mind. And imagine if you could have powers, like inside of you, you gotta just tap into it because your family is so fucking ratchet. Because that's what the fuck I got out of Matilda. Her family was so ratchet, the world was like, here, bitch, have some powers. Because these niggas not gonna put you in school till you about 7, 8 years old. So you gonna need some initiative to wake the fuck up, make some breakfast for yourself, and go to the fucking library and sit there in the big chair and read about 25 books a day because no one is giving a fuck about you at your house. The mother was always out playing bingo. Father over here, doing all types of sneaky ass activities. And then, you got Matilda, she's in school now. The Trunchbull terrorizing her ass for no real reason and bothering her. And like Miss Honey's like, yo, Miss Honey's like, this bitch is fucking dumb smart. Like, we need to fucking put this bitch in a new grade because she's way above my fucking level. And then the Trunchbull, like, tries to come at her all fucked up and is like, bitch, how come you can't fucking teach your class, bitch? Why you trying to put your kids on someone else, bitch? And, Miss Honey was like, Miss Honey got shook as fuck because Trunchbull is the white Suge Knight. Trunchbull is that nigga. Remember the bitch's house? Come on now. Who the fuck just got pots and pans and shit on the side stairwell? Come on now. Like, it shouldn't have been that hard for Matilda to get the fuck out of that bitch's house. That bitch had like half hoard her house. This bitch just eating cake with her hands. You saw the way she just eat cake with her hands? I was just like, damn, bitch. Trunchbull she just looked like she stink. Like, you really take a deep whiff, get into it. Like when someone move real close to you and you put your head right there, get their essence and shit. She looked like that shit stinks. a little bit, like kind of stinky, and not like a ripe, not like a, ooh, this just began to stink. It's like a, ha! This shit's been stinking for a minute, bitch, and you clearly haven't done anything about it, bitch, because I just checked my fucking imaginary fucking watch, and clearly, bitch, the time is now. So then we find out that Miss Honey and the Trunchbull is kin. Matilda can't even believe it. Matilda's like, Miss Honey, you are so fucking nice. How can you be fucking related to this evil ass bitch? And Miss Honey was like, listen, here's what happened. Me and my mom and dad was all together, and my mom got sick, and my aunt came, and she stayed with us to help my dad and stuff. And then next thing you know, my mom died, and next thing you know, my dad died. And then next thing you know, this bitch inherited all my fucking shit, wouldn't even let me have no damn chocolates. And Matilda was like, word, bitch, that's rude as fuck. She was telling her about how she had a Lissy doll that she left behind, and she went to go get it. And one night, they end up sneaking into this bitch's house and going in. And that's where I kind of draw the line. I'm just like, damn, y'all are like, come on now. I know this bitch evil, but y'all gotta respect the laws. Like, y'all shouldn't have went in her house, point blank. You could have just got a restraining order. You could have just went to the fucking police. Could have been like, listen, I got some chocolates in there, and I got a doll, and that shit is mine. Because that's what they try to do. They tried to steal the doll the first time, and shit didn't work out. And then Matilda went back on her own and was fucking with shit at the bitch's house, but left her damn ribbon, boop, and got caught. Because y'all didn't know, Trunchbulls have bloodhound, okay? And that bitch will sniff out a fucking crime, bitch, and take a bite, and take a fucking bite. So, and she comes into school the next day. She goes up and she lines up the kids, and she's like, which one of y'all niggas was at my fucking house? And nobody said anything. And then she pulls out the fucking ribbon, and she's like, which one of y'all niggas was at my house? And that's when everybody was like, oh shit. And then that's when Matilda started doing shit with the board and stuff. Trunchbull was just like, okay. And then they still continue to attack this bitch. And that's when you notice that the Trunchbull, she's been beaten down. They was throwing sandwiches at her, a big ass fucking orange. Someone took a big ass orange and hit that bitch in the fucking eye. And I was just like, like, damn, what the fuck? Like, yo, like, don't get me wrong. I understand she was a bitch. But, like, y'all shouldn't have hit her in the eye with a big ass orange. Like, didn't she die? I'm pretty sure she died, or she drove the fuck home and then killed herself, and they just didn't show that part because it was a Disney movie. Matilda really gave me life, because Matilda was really centered around a bitch from a broken home, two bitches from a broken home actually, because Miss Honey was still being abused as a fucking adult. It was a lot of adult themes in that movie. I think it should have been like PG-13, because it's kind of an advanced thing, because as a child you watching this, and as a child I was watching it, and I was just like, yeah, I want to move shit with my mind too. My mom yelling at me. Like, that shit really set me up for failure for a long time. For an uncomfortably long amount of time. I thought I might have some sort of powers. I thought I might be some sort of magical being. I really did. Like, I can't front. Like, now that I'm about to be 22, I realized that, unfortunately, I'm not part leprechaun. I don't got no alien ties. I can't ever be part of Avatar. Like, I'm realizing this shit. Life's getting kind of bleak for me. I can't lie. But watching Matilda today, it just reminded me, like, damn, remember when you thought you had power, son? Remember when you thought you could move shit with your mind, your eyes? Remember? I was having a good old time. So, yeah. But that movie is fucking crazy as fuck.